right, fans, Chael Sonnen here with something special. Mud water. It's not your average morning kickstart. It's a balanced blend designed to boost focus and energy without the crash. Mud water was designed to reduce coffee dependence by offering a more balanced approach to boosting focus and wakefulness. Mud water is 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan. It's even kosher. No sugars, no sweeteners, just pure natural ingredients. Their OG blend is like hot chocolate with a kick. Cacao, chai, lion's mane for focus, cordyceps for energy, and chaga plus reishi for your immune system. It is packed with adaptogens and antioxidants. Preparing mud water is a breeze. Just take a scoop and mix it with water. You can even get creative with CBD, honey, creamer. My favorite part about mud water is how it clears my brain fog and leaves me feeling sharp every morning. No more grogginess. For a limited time, our listeners get up to 43% off their order, free shipping, and free rechargeable frother when you use our exclusive link. Head to mudwater.com/Chael and grab your starter kit. Start your new morning ritual today with mud water. Just click the link below. Israel Adesanya should not be fighting. He should not be in a title fight. He should retire. Now, these are the words of Dricus Du Plessis. Not a quote, but this is the words. And it's very fascinating because he's obviously self-projection, right? He's letting us know who he is. He's letting us know how his mind works. That's very common. What Dricus is saying, he's questioning is he's saying, hey, you've reached the top. What are you doing? Do you have the hunger to try to reclimb? Not to mention, I'm a new guy. I'm almost a new era. So now you're going there. Very interesting. The first time I was ever part of this, high school. Teacher has us go outside and look at a leaf. Oregon, there's leaves everywhere. Go outside and look at a leaf and write a paragraph about that leaf. Okay, I'll go write a leaf, and the leaf I was seeing was all dried up. It dried up, but it was like kind of bouncing within the wind, and it goes down. This car drives right over it, and it breaks into all sorts of pieces. I don't know what that means. That's what I saw. She said to write a paragraph on a leaf. It was actually a very hard assignment for me. Over time, I got to where I could write. I could talk a little bit better, but I didn't understand, right as a leaf. So we come back into class, and the teacher informs us that the paragraph that we just wrote about the leaf is actually about ourselves. And so then she asks you to go around the class, if you choose, stand up, and then read. And boy, she was right. I knew these guys. These are my classmates. As they were reading, some of them were deep, some of them were sad. And I didn't read mine, because I don't know what it means to be a leaf that was light. It wasn't wetted down like some in Oregon. It was light. It was by the wind. Just the wind of traffic would make it bounce, and the car runs over it. That's just what happened. The leaf that I looked at, it's just what happened. I didn't see the self-projection, but I started to learn this concept and idea, and you see it in fighting all the time. I don't know what makes Dricus tick. I know one of the great stories. The rise from nothing to where he is. Dricus did it as fast and largely the same way. He didn't have to work quite as hard at it, but boy, it was that same blueprint as Belal Muhammad. Belal wasn't going to be a main event. Belal wasn't going to be main event of pay-per-views. He wasn't going to be title fights. He wasn't going to be the guy in the face of a weight class. He just wasn't. Neither was Dricus. Floating around, spoke up, said, hey, wait a minute. I'm better than all that. And I challenge you so I can go out there and prove it. And that's a really incredible thing when somebody does that. When you get your rise to the top, how long can you stay there? How long do you want to stay there? And that's what Dricus is talking about with Israel Adesanya. Does he want to be here? Why? Why do you want to be here? Because if you beat me, you just get back what you've already had. So what is the point of beating me? And then if you beat me, it looks like you draw into Whitaker again, which he's wrong about that, actually. But you've already done that a few times. So what would your motivation be? And Dricus is letting us know that if he made it to the top and he cleared out a division, and he got known as a GOAT or one of the GOATs of the division, he's going to call it. Walk away. And it's a dream everybody has. Very few guys do it. It's very hard to leave that on the table, but the mindset doesn't change. What do you suppose Izzy's motivation is? I think that Dricus asks a very fair question. Conor McGregor's coach, right? Coach Kavanaugh, one of the most respected coaches in MMA, told the world and told Conor, when Conor was coming back, he said, before you do that and before you get on these mats, we're going to sit down. I'm going to ask you one question, and you got to have an answer for it. Why? Why are you coming back? Why are we doing this? And guys, as simple as that may sound, it is so important to find your why. And there's a lot of things you can get away with in life. There's more things than not that you can be a percentage in. You can be 30% in, but that's what it takes. So you could even be 80% in, but that's what it takes. To be the world champion, to be the sharpest, to be the best. There's so many things that go into that. Just the studying of film. Just the guys that are sitting down. Some of them are in high school right now, and they're watching film on Izzy. They're trying to study what he does. They're going in the gym and working on it. But then they're also working on counters. They're thinking about him nonstop. If there's a time in your life when you make it to the absolute best in the world, that's going to be a rare time. Great job. To stay there, it's a whole other game. It's not a continuation of the same game. It's a whole other game. Now, let's say what Dricus is referring to. He's not talking about getting there. He's not talking about staying there. He's talking about going down and having to come back up. Blue side. First walk. Challenger. Underdog. That is what Dricus is speaking to. And I believe that Izzy does have an answer. I believe Izzy dealt with pain when he was younger. The aggressiveness that Izzy will have in his eyes at times when he feels as being attacked, I believe there was pain in his youth. And some of that was most likely economic. And Izzy is not done being motivated. And he is not done wanting to be the best. And by the way, in this specific case with Dricus, it's personal. I think. This is what I think. I don't know that Izzy will ever answer the question. I don't know that Izzy will put the thought into it that I've even just put into telling you about the question right now. But I hope that he does. I hope he gets asked it. It's a very fair question. And it's not as though that same gun can't be pointed at Dricus. Dricus is no longer an undercard with 300 Twitter followers. And us not knowing how to say Dricus Du Plessis to the point that we called him DDP. That was only a year ago, guys. Only a year ago, we were calling him DDP because we didn't know how to say Dricus Du Plessis. So, maybe he wants to take his bow. Maybe he wants to have a moment in the spotlight. Maybe he wants to defend once. Twice. I love the question. Dricus is fair to ask it. And if Dricus truly can believe that Izzy doesn't have that same desire and want, it can give him a competitive edge. I know people in my spot love to talk to you guys about confidence. You must be confident, but they don't explain it. If it's a pie chart, the whole thing doesn't need to be colored blue. I'm confident. I don't doubt it all. No. 90% of it can be red. You need a sliver. That's what you got to have. Hope. Just enough hope. Because you want to make sure in that chart there's fear. Because that's what creates an urgency. That's what creates victory. And if Dricus believes that he has a meaningful advantage in terms of want and desire over Izzy, it's helpful. And Izzy could counter it. He just has to answer the question.